Hello everyone and welcome back to our weekly tech news roundup video. This week we had a lot of exciting things happening in the world of tech. So without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have Intel and AMD teaming up to build a high-performance CPU. The processor market dominated by Intel and AMD, but up till now, they have been competitors. In this exclusive partnership, the two companies are coming together to build a high-performance CPU targeted at gaming. When it comes to gaming, and specifically laptops, they are generally bulky and not so portable, leaving most on-the-go gamers desiring a MacBook Air form factor. Well, this new partnership announced by Intel and AMD will come up with a processor which will be using Intel's CPU and AMD's graphics processing unit. This partnership is going to be in direct competition with Nvidia, which is the largest and most popular GPU manufacturer. The new laptops which will ship with this processor will have a higher bandwidth and at the same time making the size of the actual chip significantly smaller, thus making the machines using it extremely portable and light. Speculations are that these gaming laptops will be even thinner and lighter than the MacBook Air. We have very little details on what these processors are going to be called or what their specifications are, but this partnership is a step in the right direction. Up next, we have Google teasing a new app to compete with Apple's AirDrop functionality. If you use a Mac and are tied down to the Apple ecosystem, you know that AirDrop is the most convenient way of transferring files across your Apple devices. It has existed since ages, and unfortunately there's nothing that has even come close to the level of convenience that AirDrop offers. Apparently, Google has taken up the challenge to build an AirDrop-like utility for Android. Earlier this week, a new app showed up on the Play Store by Google called Files Go. The app was taken down shortly, however, but people managed to get a hold of the APK and it is now available on APK Mirror. The new app will work as a file manager and a cleanup utility for Android devices. The app has a feature similar to AirDrop, which will let you send files to nearby Android phones over Bluetooth. While it doesn't work as smoothly as AirDrop, it's definitely a good step. Files Go has a dashboard that shows how much storage your phone has. The app will also have a cleanup feature which will allow you to clear the application cache and delete unused files. Seeing the feature set, it's safe to assume that this utility is targeted at the Android Go handsets. The app is less than 10 MB and you can download it using the link below in the description. Next, we have Facebook announcing a Messenger plugin for business websites. Facebook seems to be taking an enterprise route lately as the messaging and social media market is getting saturated by players like Snapchat. In an attempt to push the Messenger platform even further, the company just announced a Messenger plugin for websites doing business. There have been multiple chat plugins around, which basically do the same thing, but Facebook's advantage in this segment would be its outreach. The chat plugin has been launched in closed beta and will allow customers to have direct interaction with businesses. These conversations will sync and get carried across devices. The businesses who would opt for using the plugin will essentially expose themselves to a user base of over 1.2 billion users, making the discovery of the business much easier. The plugin will leverage all of the feature set offered by Messenger platform like payments, bots capable of understanding natural language, and media support. The company will eventually add more features to the plugin to make it as rich as the Messenger app itself. When customers leave the website, they'll easily be able to pick up their conversations on their phone or tablet using the Messenger app. The plugin is currently being trialed with a number of partners including Air France, GoIbibo, and Adore Me. If you are a business interested in this plugin, you can sign up to be notified of the launch using the link below in the description. Next, we have Facebook relaunching Events as a standalone application called Local. If you follow Facebook fairly closely, You might have heard of Events, which was launched in 2016 that combined a dedicated calendar with stuff happening around town. The app was a complete failure and it dropped out of the top charts in just a couple of days after launch. Well, Facebook is taking a shot at it again. They've rebranded the app and now it's called Local, and it will incorporate information about local businesses and reviews from Facebook users. Facebook's product manager says that Facebook Local will help you easily find what to do, where to go, where to eat, and what you need, all of which will be recommended by people you know and trust. For most people, it won't make sense, however, to download yet another app, as all or at least most of the features offered by Local already exist in the main Facebook app. The only justification for launching a separate app would be the level to which the main app is choked. Facebook really needs to work on that aspect, as the main app is so cluttered that most of what is being offered in Locals barely even surfaces to the users. The USP of this app still remains the unified calendar and the event section. If all goes well, Facebook could turn into a major ticket seller if it decides to go that route. Meanwhile, you should try out the application using the link in the description below. Last but not the least, we have Uber announcing their Flying Cars program for 2020. Ever since we were kids, we have always dreamt of having cars that could take us from point A to point B, not by roads, but by the air. Well, Uber is trying to fulfill this dream of ours. It is said that in future, people won't find the need to own a car because ride-sharing and sustainable transportation would become more prevalent. But that doesn't really say much about the traffic problem, does it? Where will the traffic go? Well, Uber is trying to both answer that question and solve the problem. The company just announced that they'll be launching flying cars in the year 2020. The product will be called Uber Elevate, and it will allow riders to request for flying cars to get from point A to point B. Uber says that Uber Elevate will basically reduce the commute time from hours down to minutes. The company is already working on Uber Elevate and has partnered with multiple companies like NASA and Bell Helicopter. It's also working with government and regulatory authorities as well. The vehicles that Uber will use aren't helicopters, but will be custom-built vehicles called eVTOLs, which is short for Electric Vertical Takeoff and Landing Vehicles. These vehicles will produce almost the same amount of sound as the cars on the ground. So they'll be quiet enough to operate over a residential area using a technology called distributed electric propulsion. This initiative from Uber will not only create new jobs but also reduce congestion on the roads. Uber has already created the Uber Elevate network to power this product. They look fairly ambitious about this product, and I don't know about you, but I am pretty psyched about the future. That's all we have for you this week. If you like the content, make sure to throw in a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to this channel to stay updated about all things tech. Until next week, this is me Pratik signing off.